Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm here with another Greenskins discussion video. Last time, I talked about my wishes for the free update, went through a few things that I think would be relatively easy for Creative Assembly to add. Today, we're going to talk about 5 possible new units, and since all of these units, well, I guess not all of them, most of them involve like new skeletons, animations, unit models, etc., these are things that I would expect to be in the paid DLC, assuming we do get a paid DLC, similar to the Empires, the Hunter and the Beast, assuming we get something similar to that for the Greenskins. These are some units that could potentially be included. First, I want to mention a couple of units that I don't think will make the cut, but could be possible for future DLCs, maybe possibly even Game 3. These are both Forge World models from Age of Sigmar, and first we've got the Rogue Idol, essentially a walking stone golem animated by Gork and Mork. This could be an interesting kind of heavy monster, similar to a tree man, but perhaps even heavier armored, even slower. Second, we've got a Squig Gaba. Now this is going to be a single entity Squig artillery piece from what I understand. It actually shoots other squigs out, and could be potentially a lot of fun. But there's another squig that I would like to see first, and that brings us right into our list. Coming in at number 5, we've got the Colossal Squid. Look at this big boy. Now I am going to be using some footage from some modded battles. I'll have a link to the mod in the description below. I believe there's a pair of mods by the same author that add a bunch of new unit variations to the Greenskins, and one of them is this boy right here, the Colossal Squid. Now obviously Creative Assembly would probably do him with specialized animations and everything, but yeah, just having a single entity squig would be awesome. These guys are feral, ferocious, and fun. I would imagine that it would have similar mechanics to the Primal Instincts, where it would go into an enrage and be uncontrollable sometimes. Generally, I'm a big fan of squig units, and this guy, all teeth with those 2 tiny legs, would be awesome. Next up on the list, we've got an Orc Melee Hero. For whatever reason, the Greenskins have only 3 hero choices: 1 melee goblin, and 2 casters, 1 goblin, 1 orc. Considering their wide selection of characters on tabletop, it's a bit of a shame that they don't have more heroes to choose from. An Orc Melee Hero is the most bog basic thing that they could add, and would actually give the Greenskins a nice option. They could do an Orc boss, obviously could take him on foot or on a boar. They could give him a variety of different weapon combinations. I personally would prefer to see him something have like a big sticka for anti-large, or if they also gave him dual hand weapons, following the Biggins infantry line, also give him anti-large that way. Just generally having another Orc hero as a sort of side bonus, it would be great to have one more hero even as a support style hero, something similar to like the Warrior Priest for the Empire. Maybe it could be like a Savage Orc boss, like a Savage Orc Chanta or something. I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments. At the very least, an Orc Melee hero would be very welcome. Chucking in at number 3, we've got the Spear Chukka, and in this mod it is actually just a Dwarven Bolt Thrower that has been graffitied up and painted by these goblins here, but I'll be showing some pictures throughout the video, of course, editing those in of the official Games Workshop sets, and you can see these adorable little goblins have cobbled together a Bolt Thrower, and that is more or less what this would be, just a relatively cheap Bolt Thrower, anti-large direct fire, probably with terrible range and accuracy, but being a goblin artillery piece would hopefully be relatively cheap. A lot of these are going to fit in sort of that anti-large type role. The Colossal Squig would definitely be anti-infantry. Orc Melee Hero, I would prefer to be anti-large, along with the Spear Chukka here. Yeah, just another artillery piece for the Gobos. Those clever little boys would be very welcome, and a nice addition to help against some of those monster and cavalry builds. Second, probably one of the wildest units that they could possibly add, but a unit that Creative Assembly has already put some time and resources into, as evidenced by some leaked images, one of which I'll be showing on screen here, popped up on the forums a while back. Yeah, essentially this is a single entity chariot that's operated by a bunch of snotlings, which are like smaller than goblins. They're the smallest variant of Greenskins, we currently don't have any Snotling units whatsoever in-game. And the Snotling Pump Wagon, how exactly would it work? Well, based on what I've read of its rules in tabletop, it would be a single entity chariot, maybe similar in operation to a Doom Wheel, obviously without the terror, because, let's be honest, ain't nobody scared of those little gobbos. But it would operate more or less like a single entity chariot, rolling around, getting good charge animations, and in the Age of Sigmar tabletop at least, it also has a missile attack, exploding spores. So it could potentially operate in a similar way where they just, the Snotlings up on top just throw garbage at whoever's around them. Could be interesting. Obviously, it depends a lot on the stats and cost and everything. May end up being more of a war wagon than anything else, but certainly a fun unit to add thematically. And if they are going to be creating the Snotlings themselves, they could add some Snotling units, like a Snotling Swarm type unit, or something to fit in that like 100-point true chaff range, similar to zombies or peasant mobs. I don't know that they'll actually add units of Snotlings, though we haven't seen any Swarm-type units yet in the game, so it could be potentially interesting for them to add that, but at the very least, the Pump Wagon would be an awesome addition. It really plays up the sort of comic relief of the Greenskins, which is one of the things I love most about them. You know, that absolutely brutal kind of slapstick comic relief, very welcome in the world of Warhammer. And on that slapstick level, how about number 1, the biggest slapstick of them all, literally a big sticka. Yes, this is a weapon choice for the Savage Orcs in Age of Sigmar. I don't know that this was ever a choice. I was doing some digging. I couldn't find if this was ever a choice in Warhammer Fantasy tabletop, but the big sticka is 2 Savage Orcs carrying a giant spear, battering ram style almost. It's very, very cool unit thematically, and the way I see it operating in Total War Warhammer is basically like a Savage Orc weapon team, similar to the Warp Grinders that we see for Skaven. There would be 12 to 18 of these guys carrying around these big stickas. They would have a massive charge bonus, because obviously when they're bearing down their full weight with that big sticka, they're going to do a lot of damage on the charge. Probably would have very flimsy defensive stats, very low very low melee defense and HP, but massive charge and armor-piercing weapon damage with a big anti-large bonus. Maybe not the best melee attack in the world. It seems a bit awkward to try and operate, especially for 2, let's say, overzealous, but maybe not too bright Savage Orcs trying to operate this thing together, as a team. Could be a little bit chaotic, so maybe not the best melee attack, but a high charge bonus, a good anti-large bonus as well, high armor-piercing weapon strength, and of course, your typical Savage. Physical resistance, almost 0 armor or 0 armor, and low melee defense as well. Could be a very fun unit, and again, another anti-large addition to help the Greenskins with a lot of those large units. And you'll notice the Greenskins historically have struggled with those monster-type units. They're better than they used to be, certainly, but they just don't have a lot of anti-large across the board in their roster, so a lot of these would be some welcome additions to the roster to help mitigate that. In general, they're all super fun units, and I don't know that we would necessarily see all of them, but considering that historical examples have shown we're going to be seeing at least a couple of new units, 3 to 4 new units, possibly more, possibly heroes and such as well, it definitely seems like it's possible that we could get all of these. I'm not sure if we will, especially the Spear Chukka doesn't seem too hard. You really would just need to create the new model for the artillery piece for that one. The big sticka and the Snotling Pump Wagon obviously is going to be the most complex and resource consuming for Creative Assembly to make. The big sticka may be slightly resource intensive, but the Spear Chukka, the Orc Melee Hero would probably be relatively easy. The Colossal Squid could be a bit harder, but I'd imagine that they have some good kind of groundwork where they could start from on that one. So we'll see. Regardless of what they do, I'm going to be happy with whatever content we get, to be honest. That's all I have for today, though. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like this video, be sure to give it a like, share it with your friends, comment down below what do you think about my suggestions here. Do you have any suggestions of your own? Be sure to check out my other video where I go over the free update, what I want to see in the free update, where I talk about stuff like Orc unit weapon variations, things like that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Fanatics